Hi Capricorn, this is your October 2018 reading. If I have to pick one word that describes the month of October 2018 for you, it would be bold. Because you are going to surprise not just others, you're going to surprise yourself with the kind of bold and brave decisions you're going to take during the course of this month. This is an extremely empowering month. You will see the kind of changes that you've been waiting for. You'll initiate the kind of changes that you've been waiting to initiate, because Pluto is in your sign turning direct, and that empowers you to make the requisite changes to transform your life, especially in your professional area, especially at work. It will also give you the power to get rid of the toxicity that exists in your relationships and release some of the networks or the way of being with certain people that have been holding you back. This is an extremely empowering, freeing month for you. There are opportunities that are suddenly brought to you out of the blue during the course of the month, especially first half of the month. A career opportunity is brought to you, which you feel this now empowered to go after. You feel confident to go after. And at the end of the month, Jupiter, while leaving your hopes and dreams area, is dropping some gifts in your hopes and dreams area, in your big wealth area. So there's some monetary gain, some realization of the goal at the end of the month, which completely supports you. This is an extremely important month also because in the course of November, Karmic nodes will change sign. South node or Ketu is moving into Capricorn in the month of November after 19 years. That is a great and extremely unique energy change, because it's all about breaking down old structures, because your sign stands for structures. So across the world, we will see corporates and structures of governments breaking down over the course of next 2 years, initiating from the month of November. And what a day! It's starting on November 6th, the day of mid-year elections of the US. For you personally, it will involve losing some parts of you that has been holding you back, some parts of your upbringing that have been holding you back. This destruction and reconstruction phase that Capricorns of our generation have been undergoing for a couple of years now is very, very empowering. It's about coming back into your true power, coming above the surface and showing the world who you truly are. So the process of Ketu moving into your sign in November will initiate a 2-year cycle of removing some of the things from your life which have now outdated their purposes, which have outdated their hold on you now. So it could be just purely the way you were brought up and told who you are and what you're worth, removing that out of your life. Or it could be physically some people, some things, some situations in your life that have been holding you back. They could be health situations. They could be situations with respect to the relationships that you are in. So I feel that is a pivotal point, but before that happens, we need to go over the course of this month and realize the gifts that are being given to us before the nodes change and before Jupiter moves out of your hopes and dreams sector. So let's dig in. We'll, as usual, go over the specific dates and the transits and how to take advantage of individual transits for you. I'll leave the timestamps in the comments so you can keep coming back to individual parts of the reading over the course of the month. So as we start the month, Sun and Mercury both are in Libra. So there's a lot of focus on your career, making your material destiny happen, taking care of things at work, taking care of the authority figures in your life. It could be authority figures at home, it could be authority figures at work. And there'll be a lot of pressure on you from those authority figures because Libra season squares you. It puts a pressure on you to perform. And while you are at it, while you're trying to make things happen, while you're making partnerships at work happen, Pluto turns direct in your sign. Pluto is in Capricorn and it turns direct after months of being backward. It went retrograde on 22nd of April, and now finally it is churning. And when it is churning, a planet is really powerful. What does Pluto in your sign stand for? Pluto in your sign is a power planet. It is a planet which asks you to take control of your life. It asks you to specifically take control of your material life, which means your career and your health. And while it was moving backward, all of this need to take control was more internal. You were having epiphanies, realization, maybe even health issues coming out in the open, maybe issues at work coming out in the open, where you are losing your power to other people, or where you're losing power in your health because of giving too much of yourself to other people. And while you realize all of that over the course of last 4 or 5 months, now is the time when Pluto is saying, this here, take it, the baton is in your hand, go and take action. It empowers you to take action and remove the things that are not serving you. It is a planet which does not take mercy on things. It wants to remove everything and anything that is not serving you, that is taking your power away. It could be people, it could be food, it could be addictive behaviors, it could be the situations where you're not speaking up. All of that has got to go when Pluto is in your sign. Pluto in Capricorn has never happened over the course of our lifetime. It's the first time that it is in Capricorn. It entered in 2008. It will stay till 2024. During the course of these 16 years, it will transform individually born Capricorns completely. You will be a completely different person once once Pluto is done with you. This year Pluto is going between 18 to 21 degree, so it majorly affects 7 to 14th January born Capricorns right now. Pluto, once it goes direct, it's not just you who feels that they need to take control of their life. Everybody around you will feel that as well. So you'll suddenly see authority figures completely acting out of character, them trying to prove who's the boss. That is a lower manifestation of Pluto. People trying to prove that they are the boss, or people trying to prove that they are in authority of something that's happening, causing power struggles, causing verbal struggles even, because Mercury, our planet of communication, is being squared by Pluto as soon as it turns direct. So this is a week, the first week of October is the week of power struggles, and it will continue for some time, because later second week of October, Sun will be squaring Pluto as well. So more and more of people in your immediate environment, in your social sector, will be exhibiting this power struggle, will be showing this power struggle to you. The beauty of this thing is that Pluto is you right now. Power is you. Pluto is currently shining its light on you. You are the sign who's going through the majority of the negatives of Pluto, which is the transformation part of it, giving up part of it, health issues coming out part of it, issues at work coming out part of it. But the healing and the power of Pluto is also given to you. You are the one who can manage and handle and take the noose around the neck essentially in your hand, and take care of the situation right now and take advantage of it. And that is the beauty of the first 2 weeks of October, that you do exactly that. You take things in your hand to make things happen for you, especially at work. Not just that, you are given the opportunities for those to come about, because Jupiter and Pluto, the transit that I talked about last month around 12th of September, that Jupiter is sextiling Pluto. Jupiter brings opportunity. Pluto is now giving you the power to make things happen externally. You go after the networks, you go after the opportunities that were eluding you previously. So if there were certain networks that you were planning to get into, there were people, there were seniors, there were social networks that you wanted to get plugged into to give you the right access to the circuits who can bring you to a much senior position in your work, you get suddenly the surge, I can do it. I don't have a problem in reaching out to that person. I don't have a problem in shooting that email to somebody. I don't have a problem in setting up a meeting for something like that. But because the energy is so unstable with the authority figures for the first 2 weeks, my advice to you is to wait till 14th of October or 13th of October to make that appointment. Make that appointment around 13th or 14th of October, or the second date is around 21st, 22nd, even 23rd of October would be a much better time. Otherwise, Otherwise, the end of the month around 29th of October is a good time. So there are 3 dates I'll give you that you should look at making that contact with the authority figure or the person who you want to approach to get you to the next step. 14th, 15th of October, around 21st, 22nd of October, and 28th, 29th of October. These are excellent dates for that. While you get the power and the confidence to go after some of the opportunities that you might have missed out over the last couple of months, in addition, Jupiter expands and brings new opportunities to you as well, especially from 6th of October when it starts moving in the new degrees it has never been on since the last 13 years. So Jupiter will be expanding 22 to 30 degree of Scorpio, which is your networks, your hopes and dreams, bringing new goals into your life, bringing new opportunities to create big wealth in your life. Jupiter is a benefic planet. It brings opportunities, it brings luck. Most importantly, it brings faith that you can make things happen. And this is the last month up till 8th of November that Jupiter will be in this area of your life for the next 12-13 years. So take advantage of this time in terms of getting to the ideas, getting to the right networks, figuring out what you need to do at work to create the large wealth that you need to create. It doesn't mean that Jupiter will not bless any other area of your life, but it is just the right time to expand your network, to do something at a much larger scale. So if you are looking to get accepted with some organization, or you're looking to get accepted by some larger population and set of people, this will give the belief and the faith and the confidence in you to go after that, and also the luck that it will happen for you. This is especially true for the last decan of Capricorn, which means 20 to 30 degree Capricorn. So if you're born between 10th of Jan to 22nd of Jan, this is a very advantageous time for you in terms of growth, new growth that you have never seen before. Last time Jupiter was here was in 2007, but we are not the same person, especially you are not the same person since 2007, because Pluto entered your sign in 2008, completely changing you. So make the move. This is an excellent time for you. I'll just say one thing, that specifically addressing Capricorns born between 10th to 14th of Jan, this is a very, very transformative time for you, because Pluto and Saturn next year, along with South Node, will be going and walking in your degrees. Around 22 degree Capricorn is where Pluto, Saturn and South Node will be together in 2019. That is a extremely transformative time for people born between 10th to 14th of Jan, or people having degrees around 20 planets around 22 degree of Capricorn. This has never been seen before. It last it happened was in 15th century or something. This is what most of the astrologers are talking about, that there is a complete power change happening over the course of next 2 years, culminating in 2020 with the change of power distribution in the world. But for you personally, if you're born between 10th to 14th of Jan, I would just like to leave a note for you. Keep a lookout of what's coming in your, what sort of preview of this life change is coming in your existence right now, in your consciousness right now. Your life is completely about to change. We have just never seen something like this before. I will make a separate video of that, or make it part of the 2019 forecast and talk more in detail then. So let's briefly talk about relationships, because Venus going retrograde on 5th of October will color the large part of the rest of the year, specifically in the area of relationships for all of us. I've made a special video for that, for all signs, as well as how it will pan out in detail by sign, the do's and the don'ts of Venus retrograde, because this is such an important transit. Venus has not been in this area for the last 8 years, and it completely changes our relationships, especially our personal relationships. So it is a fairly important cycle. I just did not want to use this entire reading for that, which a lot of readers have done, and I respect that because it is an important transit. But there was just so much other stuff to talk about in your reading, I didn't want to do that. So take a look at that video. Briefly, from 5th of October to 16th of November, Venus, the planet that rules relationship, creativity, finance, and our looks and our style, is taking its turn to go backwards or retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. This is the sign that rules your social networks, your friends, and your hopes and dreams. This is where Jupiter is. We just talked about that. So Jupiter is expanding. It has moved ahead of Venus. It is expanding at different degrees of the sign, while Venus is at a earlier degrees of it. Jupiter expanded this part of your social networks, of your hopes and dreams and goals back between September to October of 2017. That's where it was in these degrees. So you might have experienced some expansion in the people you interacted with, the business networks, the social networks. Now Venus going retrograde in that area truly asks you, are those networks for me? Does this truly make me happy? When Venus goes retrograde, it is a planet that tells us what do we truly love and value. And Scorpio is the sign which asks us to be authentic about everything. It asks us to be deep about everything. Do these social networks just serve a temporary purpose and we are done with it, or are they for us for life? Are they for us for a long period of time? Are those friendships that are there in my life, are they truly for me or not? Venus retrograde magnifies the flaws in the relationships and the networks which you might be glossing over otherwise and ignoring them. Plus Pluto in your sign gives you the willpower, gives you the energy, gives you the confidence to go after and remove the toxicity in the relationships that's not serving you anymore. So you'll be looking at clearing out your social calendar, you'll be looking to clearing out your contact list, you'll be looking to clear out the deck of friends and supporters who you'll be realizing are truly not your friends, are truly not your supporters, because Venus in Scorpio brings out secrets. We are seeing that in the media. You're seeing the issues that are coming up. Scorpio is related to sexual issues as well. So you're looking at the sexual issues at a global level, sexual abuse issues coming out in the open since Venus entered Scorpio in September. They're all being splashed all over the news now. Similar thing at a personal level you will experience coming from 5th of October when Venus starts going retrograde. You would already be seeing the intensity in your relationships go up. That will only get more honest. You will feel from inside that I truly don't want to spend my time and energy on the people who are not for me, who are just fake, who are just being surface level. I don't want to be expending my emotional energy on them. You start asking the question, who is my tribe? Who are my real supporters? Am I spreading myself too thin and going across too many people? Do I really love and value the people who are around me? Do I really love and value my own dreams, goals? Because you might be separating from certain goals starting from next month when South Node enters your sign on 6th of November. The old goals and the old way of thinking that this is what I want to do in my life, that might be leaving you. So during the course of Venus retrograde, you start thinking emotionally, does this goal truly support me? Maybe I wanted to be X and now I don't, because I've outgrown that whole model that I was brought up with. Pluto is anyways a planet that is working on reconstructing your whole life. So this retrograde sort of supports it, and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So this is just more Pluto for you for an extended period of time, asking you on a personal, on a emotional level, do you truly love it? You're going to have a new moon in this area on November 7th. Before that, it is sort of a clearing of the deck. Clear out the things that don't serve you. Look at it, review it. Do not accept any kind of excess coming back in your life. This is a biggest theme of Venus retrograde. Excess, whether they are ex-lovers or ex-friends who you had let go because of the toxicity of the relationship, they will come back in your life during the time of Venus retrograde just to show you why you let them go. So use that as a lesson. If they physically don't come, the thoughts, and suddenly we start romancing the past, right? You start thinking of the past with the rosy lenses. So all of that, if it's happening, it's only to teach you why it did not happen. It is not to reignite the excess. It is definitely a time to renegotiate the terms of existing contracts. So if you are in a committed love relationship, if you are in a committed relationship, the terms of engagement of that, the terms of engagement with your existing friends, with your existing organizations that you're part of, it's an excellent time to do that. Venus rules finances. It just does not rule relationships and love, it rules finances as well. Am I not paid what I should? Am I not recognized as I should at work? You start asking those questions, and Pluto gives you the power to go and renegotiate the contracts that you're currently in, whether those are with the business networks you are in, or it is the love contracts, or it is the friendship contracts that you are in. It is very important to have the talk on the right date during the course of this month. As I said, the energy is very unstable during the course of this month, so choose your dates wisely to have that renegotiation. Choose 14th of October, choose 22nd of October, choose 29th of October for those dates, because energy will be very, very volatile in between. You'll undergo rounds and rounds of discussion with your loved ones. You'll go rounds and rounds of discussion with your friends. You'll go through rounds and rounds of discussion with your bosses to renegotiate your relationships, your finances, and your way of being and intimacy in your relationships. So the end result of Venus and Scorpio, as is of Pluto, because as I said, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, it's a very similar energy. The end result is to be truly authentic. The end result is to be truly you. The thing is, Scorpio energy jives positively for you. So for a lot of people, this will come as a shock, but not for you, because this energy positively aspects you. And Venus is a benefic planet, right? It is a planet which gives us beauty, it gives us style, it gives us love. When it is working in positive energy with you for an extended period of time, you just feel more love. You feel more love. You feel more beauty around you. You feel much more creative. The creativity during this time, if you are in a field, in a creative field, it could be advertisement, it could be any creative field that you might be in, it could be artistic, it could be writing. Creativity is extremely heightened during this time. Especially between 5th and 7th of October, you'll feel so inspired and dedicated to create something of your own, and you should do that. The other thing that Venus rules for you is children, because it rules the area of joy, and children is what brings us joy, right? So it rules children. So the concept of, do you want to have more children, or how is your relationship with your children, all of that will also come up at this time. This is a very all or nothing sort of a sign. Scorpio is a all or nothing sign, which sort of jives with you. You also don't like to be in the middle of things. You want to decide. You want to decide which side do I want to go. So you decide, do I want to have more children? Do I want this person in my life anymore? Do I want this love, the love in my life to be like this or not? Do I want this career or not? These decisions will be made by the end of the month. During the Taurus full moon of 24th of October is when the culmination of sorts will happen, and you will know by then. Venus is also being positively aspected by Neptune during this time, and makes you a little bit soft, even romantic in your personal relationships. It makes you fairly popular in larger broad networks as well. Jupiter is supporting that as well. So you are quite popular during this time, which means that you are attracting more people as well during this time. Use the 5th to 7th of October to go a little bit into hiding and create something. You'll feel very dedicated to bring something creative to your work life. So creative thoughts will be very actively flowing. Imagination will be creatively flowing and supporting your work. Include them, write them down. You just don't understand these creative ideas. You fully understand them, and you can also creatively express them during this time. So use that time from 5th to 7th of October for that. This is especially true for Capricorn born between 1st and 7th, so first week of January, or if you have any planets between 12 to 18 degree of Capricorn. That brings us to the new moon of 8th or 9th of October. If you are on East Coast, that is 8th of October around 11 p.m. I think for you, but for most of the world, that will be 9th of October, that we are having a new moon at 15° Libra. This is your work life. So when a new moon happens, sun and moon come together to create something new for us. And for you, this new is in your work life, in your career. This is fresh energy, fresh new starts happening in your work life. This could be a completely new job coming your way, or it could be a new step, a new project, a new client at work coming your way. And this will be coming because of the power that you're displaying, because this new moon is being squared by Pluto. It's being squared by the power planet, which is sitting in your sign. So you are feeling empowered to make a job change, or you are feeling empowered to make a change in the way you handle your existing job and your existing work partnerships right now. Your intuition and creativity is at an all-time high right now because of Neptune being there. You're getting those insights into this new start, getting to your path of joint finances, working in partnership. How should I be in a partnership, and how does that truly benefit me? How are you at work when you partner with people? Do you give up too much of your power to make it all happen, to make it all work together, to make the ship sailing essentially? Are you just trying to make sure that everybody's interest is taken care of? Because that's what you normally do. You try to take care of everybody's interest at work. But are you compromising your own interest, your own power, your own positioning during this process? That is what the new moon tells you, and it asks you to give that up, and it gives you an opportunity to have a fresh start at work. This very well could be a new job coming your way, especially if you have any planets between 10 to 20° of Capricorn, that is second decan Capricorn. So if you're born between 1st and 10th of January, or anywhere close to 5th of January, you'll feel this fresh energy come through. This will most likely be a new job if you're born around 5th of Jan, but for all of you, this is a fresh infusion of energy and drive into your work, and an energy and drive where you are taking control of your career. You are taking control of your destiny. This is bringing more self-love, more success to you. Just be cautious of your own motivations during this time. When we are feeling this powerful, it's very easy sometimes to misuse our power. So avoid the dark side of Pluto, any power struggles, just getting into conflicts with authority figures for the heck of it because you feel that you have been treated unfairly for a very long time. Obsessive negative thoughts about your ability to do it and about yourself. All of those are negative sides or dark sides of Pluto transit. So try to be aware of that. That's exactly what astrology does, right? It makes us aware of what is the energy around us, so we can manage our reactions to the events that are happening. And the events of this sort might happen around you. The authority figures may not like that you're demanding your place at work. They might not like that you're making a change at work. You might yourself be stopping yourself to some extent from making the start. So just be on lookout for those minor aspects. But I think this is destiny. There's very little that can stop you. Pluto transit is not meant to break you up. It is meant to do what this new moon is exactly doing. It is meant to reconstruct your future. It is meant to reconstruct your work destiny. It is meant to reconstruct your success in the world. And this is the first step, a new step that you're seeing towards exactly that. You'll feel extremely empowered, and your hidden power is sort of coming out of the shadow. You'll be seeing opposing forces coming about because people have just not seen this side of you. You are a Libra when it comes to works. You are a person who exudes balance, who exudes careful care, nurturing, trying to take care of everybody's interests at work, not trying to have any rough edges at work. But Pluto brings out the rough edges because it brings out the power. So authority figures at work might be a little bit shocked because you are not your mellow self anymore. You are not your mellow, consistent personality that they're used to. And they might feel a little bit threatened by who you are. It could be you yourself. You might surprise yourself. This is just not me. Why did I say something like that? How did I ask that? Those kind of doubts might start coming up. If you feel going towards the dark side of the Pluto, use the exercise that is very much suggested to handle a negative side of the Pluto side, which is to externalize the experience. So address the incident that is involving you in third person and see it from a third person perspective. This person was treated like this at work, and she did that. You will feel confident of the actions that you're taking right now instead of doubting yourself. Use that incident in a third party context, because you're very balanced and objective and nurturing for other people when it comes to others, but you can be very, very strict with yourself. You can be very self-doubting sometimes, even though you are a very hardworking sign, but you can have a lot of self-doubts in going after your own goals sometimes. So take a look at this whole experience as a third party, and then you will have an objective answer to what you should do. The day following the new moon on 10th of October is a little bit of an unstable day, and that energy is there most of second of the week of October. The energy of conflict, the energy of fighting it out, because Venus, the planet of relationships, which is in retrograde mode right now and is in your network, social network space, is forming an hard aspect with Mars, the planet of war, the planet of action. You want to do something, you want to make things happen, you want excitement, you want to get the true money that you deserve, you want to get the true wealth that you deserve, and somebody in your network is not liking this set of you, this part of you. It could be a friend, it could be a business network who's not liking that part of you, and it could lead to some amount of conflict. Venus also brings out the reality of who's your true supporter or not. So you might be realizing during the course of this conflict that somebody is truly not your friend or somebody is not truly your supporter. This happened fleetingly on 8th of September, but Venus at that time was direct, so it was moving fast. So you might have just experienced that fleetingly on 8th of September. This aspect now is a bit long drawn. It colors most of second of week of October. So from 8th to 13th of October, you experience this need of excitement, this need of conflict a little bit, this need of going after what you deserve in terms of self-worth, and maybe having a squabble because of that. You could face that. Just don't give in and waste your energy on conflicts. You have so much going on positively for you. Don't waste your energy is what I'll suggest. Use this for getting the much requisite excitement. The Mars needs a physical outlet. So exercise, sex, these are the ways to diffuse tension sometimes. Just do that. Enjoy yourself a little bit. Mercury will move into Scorpio also on the same day. This is you punching the words, your weight, your words having the weight. Mercury, when it moves into Scorpio, you are only interested in deep talk. You're not interested in talking the superficial, and this is in your areas of network. So the friends and the networks who you're interacting with right now, you only want to dole out the truth. You only want to talk deep. You do not want to get into superficial discussions during this time, and that energy grows during the course of the month. This as I said, agrees with you, but it's not just about depth. You suddenly start getting brilliant ideas about how to make more money. This is a wealth house. This is the house of wealth, and Scorpio is the sign of money. So you start getting some brilliant ideas, because on 11th of October you are forming a grand cross with Uranus and nodes, which is essentially brilliant ideas of how to make sudden monetary gains coming your way. And these ideas are still at a very initial stage. They are maybe a little bit immature as well, but that's where everything starts, because they are all happening at the early degree of Scorpio. But this is a fixed sign grand cross, and that means worth, that means money, that means abundance. Constructive action arises from the friction you're facing right now. It will rise up, it will use up a lot of your energy. You'll suddenly see your mental, your mind just churning, so much ideation happening, you meeting a multiple number of people. You are getting very social, very interactive with the people who are giving you brilliant ideas about it. Do that. Plus, reach out to somebody who's more experienced in your area of work around 12th of October. That will benefit you because Saturn aspects Mercury during this time. This is your idea maturing if you meet somebody who has the knowledge about it. So reach out to somebody in your network who has a little bit of experience. So book an appointment around 12th, 13th of October with somebody who's your confidant, who understands what you're doing or what you're trying to do and will support you. Get your ideas tested out with them. This is excellent to get the monetary benefit by the end of the month. This is infusion of fresh energy, fresh ideas in your long-term goals that can bring you closer to your path, plus give you a lot of wealth in the course of time. You could grow a little bit very probing, even suspicious of your friends during this time. Just please know that there is a huge amount of magnifier which is played on your relationships. Forgive a little bit, be easy on your personal life a little bit, because you are analyze everything in a little bit of a deep way, so you might get hurt over small things. Just be lookout for that and don't fall into the trap of looking deeper meaning in day-to-day conversation about why did she say that, why did he say that, it hurt me, it did that. Rise above it all. You have the power. Pluto is in your sign, so just remember that. The important thing is that you can come up with the ideas you have never had before. Uranus is in your joy sector. It's in your it wants to create more freedom, more happiness for you. So sudden ideas that are striking you between 9th and 13th of October, be on lookout for that. They are very positive. This time is very, very positive for December born Capricorn, because it's happening at the early degrees of Capricorn. So if you have any planets during the early degrees of Capricorn, 0 to 10 degree, or if you have your December born Capricorn, the period between 9th to 13th will be both unstable as well as exhilarating for you. You'll come up with brilliant ideas during this time. Then the energy starts becoming more positive from 13th of October, because Moon is in Sagittarius, which is higher thinking, plus Mercury and Venus form a conjunction. They meet together. It's exact on 14th, but from 13th of October you start feeling a little bit easy. It's excellent. This is an excellent time for meetings. This is excellent time for expression. This is excellent time for negotiation of finances, personal, coming to a deeper conclusion, a peaceful, amicable path. This is meeting of your intelligent mind and your emotions, so you can analytically objectively look at what's going on, but at the same time remain your authentic self during this time. It's a great day to pour out your feelings and being able to get in touch with your feelings themselves. This is an excellent time for trading, for negotiation, for peaceful settlement of tough situations, for forming deeper bonds with people, renewing old bonds, even revigorating your love life, your friendships. You are very social during this time. You are very charming between 14th to 16th of October. Use that to meet the right set of people. Use that to reconnect. If there are any friendships which are getting harmed during this exercise, meet your friends during this time. But this is only the first cycle of negotiation, because you're going to go through a second cycle of negotiation, which will start from 17th of October, because the tense energy again starts to build up from 17th of October. That's when Mercury, the planet of communication, will start forming a hard aspect with Mars. So your words have immense power, but they have the edge as well. This is a fight, verbal fight energy, which is going exact on 19th of October. But the thing is, Mercury in Scorpio is in positive energy with you. So even if there's a fight, you win it. That's just the reality of it. And it agrees with you. Mercury will be forming a positive aspect with your Sun or Ascendant this time. So there's huge amount of ideas flowing your way. The flow of communication and ideas is very, very easy for you during this time from 17th to 21st of October. Use that to have constructive discussions. Mercury is the dominant factor here. So talk and thinking and analytical thinking, deep thinking is the dominant energy right now. Have the courage to say what you need to say. There is no need to have any pretense, but take care. You might inadvertently hurt somebody. Just be careful about your personal relationships during this time. If it's the friends that you're dealing with, sometimes our courage to say what we need to say is required, but it is also required to listen to the other person, which sometimes the Scorpio energy or the Plutonic energy doesn't want to listen to the other side. So just have a little bit of patience, listen to your own intuition during this time. Think a little bit before you speak, because your words have transformative power on the other person. So and it's not just you, because this aspect is there for others as well. So you'll see people around you getting short tempered, aggressive, a lot of rush thinking. People don't want to have negotiation around this time. So 19th of October is a little bit of unstable time, but you need to express it. You can't bottle up. When you bottle up feelings, they cause you health issues, health and mental issues. So you need to have things out. Share what is there in your mind. Every healthy relationship has its share of fights, so have it out, but at the same time be careful of your loved ones. Who are you hurting? Is it somebody yours who you're hurting? Use this time for ideation. It's excellent. It's all about digging deep, researching it, figuring out. Just the Scorpio energy is very deep, so you might be looking at some financial ideas that have never come to you before. This is the second iteration of it, so you go over it, figure out whether it's right for you or not. Both Mercury, the planet of communication, as well as Neptune, the planet of spirituality, inspiration, and creativity, is positive aspecting your Sun or Ascendant right now. It is in positive energy with Capricorn between 17th to 20th of October, especially for the first week of January born, or the 10th to 16th degree of Capricorn ascendant people. That is extremely good for any creativity. It's great for inspiration to create. It's great for adaptability, for flexibility, for letting things flow. You can be very sensitive, very intuitive during this time, very receptive during this time. So I love this energy. I think Capricorn in general would be able to ride out this tough cycle between 17th to 21st very easily, because it's in positive aspect with you. But at the same time, do not get into details of things during this time. It's a great time for ideation of bigger picture, of creating a bigger view, but not getting into the details of things. You are going to miss out thing when Neptune is aspecting you during this time. So don't really get into figuring out how will it work in practicality. Dream it during this time is what I'm saying. But the days following it immediately becomes the time to get into the details of it. From 21st to 24th of October, Mercury meets Pluto. This is depth and intensity in thinking and interaction with your social and business networks. This specifically benefits Capricorn born between 6th of Jan to 10th of Jan. So if you have any planets between 16 degree to 20 degree of Capricorn, this is extremely powerful time for you to do any kind of discussions, to communicate to a larger set of people. It's almost like you are mesmerizing. You sort of control the people with your words during this time. This is like having some kind of voodoo power over the people that you're speaking to. So don't misuse your power during this time. It's highly intuitive. You can see through people. You can get the hidden information out of people. Yeah, as I said, it's like voodoo power. You are just getting a very powerful intellect. Plus, you are very magnetic. You're attractive during this time. Your words are attractive during this time. You can captivate a large set of people during this time. You can sell it. You can buy it and sell it to anybody. So just going through internet, having conferences, holding something which holds a large set of people and they listen to you, very much possible during this time. Just a day following that, 23rd of October, Sun moves into Scorpio. We now have four planets in Scorpio: Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. This is so much focus on your hopes and dreams coming true. This is about realizing the social networks, the groups, partying, being out with your friends. This is an extremely social energy, and it all works in positive energy with you. It is in sextile with you, so it is a positive energy for you. This is a positive social change for you. And just a day following that is your full moon of joy. It's so fitting, right? Just after the social energy is further infused, you get a little bit more joy in your life. So on 24th of October, we have a full moon in Taurus at 1 degree Taurus, which is illuminating your fifth house of joy. What gives us joy? Romance, flirtation, creativity, children, anything, any of the hobbies that might have forgotten, any of those things coming back into light. So when a full moon happens, sun and moon are sitting opposite to each other, and sun is in your social network and it is throwing the light towards your joy house. Moon is saying, I want to be happy, I want to be fulfilled, I'm done putting in so much energy in other people, so much energy into my goals. I need to now focus on my joy. I want to be happy right now. And it does what is required for it with a snap, because Uranus is sitting with moon. It is saying impulsively, let's let go of a cycle of unhappiness. Let's let go a cycle of us being held back by the people in our life. Let's let go the way of being that have been holding us from taking a little bit of risk in our life. This could be in form of you launching a creative project, culminating a creative project over the next 2 weeks. This could be in form of you deciding, making a decision on a love relationship over the course of next 2 weeks. This could be in form of you just enjoying your children, just doing wild, happy, being like a child again for some time, just bringing out your inner child. This is extremely happiness. This is extreme happiness. This is joy infused in your life, and what comes with it is the money. As soon as the joy is infused in your life, the money is infused too, because this house rules money for you. There is a grand cross which is being formed between sun in the 11th, moon in the 5th, and north node in 8th and south node in 2nd. These are all money houses. When a grand cross is created in money houses, you are infused and given a situation of a little bit of conflict and constraint, but the output of that is abundance. The output of that is worth. The output of that is actual tangible money, wealth, or an opportunity to make money. This is a grand cross that happened also earlier in the month, around 11th of October, when I talked about it, with Mercury involved in it. So you were thinking about it, now you do it. Now you take these steps to do it. And Uranus is the snap in it, which pushes you, gives you the impulsiveness to go after it. But this is not just a sheer impulsive energy, because your ruler, Saturn, is at this time positively aspecting both the sun and moon. So you have long-term support for your goals. You have long-term support for your dreams. You have long-term support for your wealth sector right now. This is perseverance. This is maturation. This matures this whole concept from the time of its origination around 10th or 12th of October into full maturity now. This could also come in form of consulting with the old person or consulting with an experienced person in your form, in your profession, in your workplace, in your social network, figuring out, can somebody guide you in the right way. This is especially true for December born Capricorns. You are truly blessed during the end of this cycle. You are being given the gifts not just of Jupiter sitting there in the 11th house. You are being given the abundance promised by the nodes. North node is sitting in your house of transformation and sponsors money. This is money coming in from somebody who wants to support you. This is money coming in from the areas which were unexpected by you, and giving you the much needed infusion of confidence, of happiness, of joy in your life during this time. It is also a time where you will realize, because this is Venus retrograde coming to its ending of its cycle. On 26th of October is when Venus retrograde will meet Sun. This is called inferior conjunction, which means that Venus is transferring its knowledge of what I like, what I don't, what I love, what I don't, in terms of my friends, in terms of my business networks. It is transferring all of that knowledge to Sun to implement and take these steps. And what steps it takes, these are immediate. There's snap decisions again on relationships. You let go of the relationships that are not serving you by the end of the month, because on 31st of October, on the day of Halloween, we have the freakish grand cross involving Venus, which means that you're taking a final decision on your relationships, on your networks. What needs to happen happens with a click. Suddenly I don't want them in my life, suddenly I want that person in my life, and events happen, karmic events happen during this end part of the month that bring you closer to abundance, that bring you closer to happiness. I love the end of the month for you, because these are not just the only energies. On 29th of October, Mercury is forming a conjunction with Jupiter. This is optimism, this is luck, this is your hopes and dreams coming true. Jupiter granting you the final gifts before it moves away from your 11th house into hiding for the next 1 year of working behind the scene and expanding your destiny behind the scene. This is you gaining popularity at a larger scale that you never thought was possible, because you have released the things that were holding you back. This is excellent end of the month. Good luck to us all, and I'll see you in the month of November. Thank you.